Ayo, back at it again with another video. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. So, this video is another video in high-speed rail series. This is part 5. This is talking about the potential for an I-25 high-speed rail. So, from southern New Mexico, you can even connect it to El Paso, up through Albuquerque, Santa Fe, up through Pueblo, got Denver metro region, got Fort Collins, and you can even connect it to Cheyenne, Wyoming, if you really want to. So, I'm gonna go a little bit about recap on previous videos. So, last video talked about I-10 high-speed rail from LA to Phoenix to Tucson to El Paso, and then onto the Texas Triangle. So, if this were to be implemented, I-10 meets I-15, southern New Mexico. It connects right here. So this route right here is I-15 up through Albuquerque. So I also previously talked about an I-15 high-speed rail from SoCal, from San Diego, Los Angeles, Vegas. Brightline West is already kind of in talks about a Vegas to Los Angeles high-speed rail, but then also from SoCal up to Salt Lake City. I recently talked about California high-speed rail, Sacramento, San Francisco, down to LA and San Diego. And I also talked about an I-5 high-speed rail from Seattle down to San Francisco. Basically, this all connects. So Seattle to San Francisco, Seattle to Sacramento, Sacramento to LA and San Diego, which would then create a Pacific high-speed rail. Third video I talked about I-15 from SoCal up to Salt Lake, and then fourth video I talked about I-10 from SoCal to the Texas Triangle. So this fifth video is talking about you're going to connect I-10 to I-25, go up through Santa Fe, Albuquerque, up to Denver Metro, and then it could end in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So that is roughly a distance. So if we say we have a start in El Paso, go up to Albuquerque, up through Santa Fe, up this I-25 corridor, up to Pueblo, Colorado Springs, Denver, really big market. We got Boulder in there, got Fort Collins, and then it can even end in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Obviously, I-25 goes into Wyoming, up into Casper, even up to, I think, Buffalo, it looks like. But the only two, really big cities in Wyoming that I know of are Casper and Cheyenne. So you could extend it to Wyoming if you really want to, but you really connect, if you zoom out, mainly connect Denver to El Paso through New Mexico, through Santa Fe, through Albuquerque. So let's look at metro regions. Let's see roughly how many people we are connecting if this were to actually happen. So we are gonna find, let's see if we can find Denver. Yep, Denver, Aurora, Sentinel, Colorado. You're looking at about roughly 3 million, 2,985,871. We're just gonna round up for simple math, roughly 3 million. 3 million people. We're gonna connect to a handful of other metro regions. Let's see if we can find some. All right. Albuquerque, 61. Roughly 1,919,000. If you grow it a little bit more, you're up to 100,000. You're at 920, so you got a little bit of distance to go. But connect Albuquerque with about 920,000, El Paso at about 870,000. So connect metro region number 68, El Paso with 870, with metro region number 61, Albuquerque with 920,000. And then I know Colorado Springs, yep, 80 80th, Colorado Springs, with roughly 760,000. Let's see if we can keep going. See if we can find some more that we're connecting on this route. Going way down. Let's see if we can find one more that we're connecting on this route. But if we don't find it, it's not that big. Okay, Fort Collins. Fort Collins is about 360,000. Okay, so roughly 360,000. Fort Collins at 149, connecting a handful of other ones on this route. If you look at Colorado Springs, roughly 765,000. Connect that to El Paso, 870,000. Connect that to Albuquerque, 919,000. And I know that Denver is roughly 3 million. Yeah, roughly 3 million. So this is what's known as the Front Range urban corridor. Basically, most of it's bulked up in Colorado, but also up into Wyoming, but then you can also get into New Mexico as well. So there's a lot of population, especially in Colorado. El Paso County at Colorado Springs, a population 730,000. You got a lot of population, especially in Denver Metro, Fort Collins, you got Boulder, Greeley as well, Pueblo. So there's a lot of people that you can connect with. Most of the people will be here in Colorado region, but you can also connect a whole bunch, especially Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and then down into El Paso. And then, we talked about in the last video, you connect that to I-10, and then you can connect to Los Angeles, Phoenix, and the Texas Triangle. So there's a lot of people that can be connected with this I-25 corridor, especially if I-25 corridor becomes high-speed rail along with the I-10 corridor, LA, Phoenix, El Paso, Texas Triangle. So there's a lot of potential for this Front Range urban corridor, especially if you add New Mexico and Western Texas to it. A lot of potential in this. So that is end of the video. So we've had 5 videos so far. This is I-25 part 5, I-10 part 4, I-15 part 3, California part 2, and I-5 part 1. And this all connects to each other. You have part 1 and part 2 making this long Pacific high-speed rail. Part 3 and part 4 connect SoCal to Salt Lake, SoCal to the Texas Triangle, and then part 5 connecting this Front Range from Denver, Albuquerque down to El Paso. So that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video. Deuces.